So fun waking early, coming to your favorite downtown, strutting the streets when the stores are all still closed. Good morning. I wonder what your superpower. Oh, love is your superpower. Love is a good superpower. She had a shirt that said, "Love is my superpower." And anyway, fun coming down in the early morning to your favorite downtown when it's quiet and the streets are nearly empty, and you're in Starbucks and you're the only customer there. You're getting your coffee. You're getting your day started. It's a Saturday morning. You're starting early. Can pick any parking spot you want because they're all available. And while the rest of the world is sleeping. Good morning. Woman was walking a dog by me. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go today? Maybe we'll go down by the river. What do you think? Let's go down by the river. It's kind of pretty by the river. I mean, it's very pretty by the river. Wonder if I sit crisscross applesauce by the river. Let's do it. I don't think I've actually ever sat by the river. I mean, I've sat by the river, but not while doing my little show. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Check out what I'm walking by. It's so pretty. Sun's rising off in the east. Geese are swimming with their little babies in the river. I'm going to get set up here. Never know where I'm going to go. Let's do it right here. Maybe a few more feet down. A little wider area of the sidewalk, so I don't want to take up the whole sidewalk. Unless any passers-by. Yes, you pluralize the passers. Not the by. Maybe I'll sit over here. That looks nice. I can show you some pretty views. Oh, all right here. This looks kind of nice. Oh. Jason Statham. I like that. Hold on. Let me give you a quick tour of what we're looking at. Beautiful hotel. Totally drawing a blank. What the Hotel Indigo in downtown Naperville behind me. We got covered bridge that way. We got more old-fashioned bridge that way. We're down by the DuPage River. Look how pretty that reflection looks off the river. I think I've chosen a perfect spot to take my first sip of coffee. Let me grab a seat. Here is where I'm sitting for those that are curious. The comfort or relative lack thereof of what I do on a daily basis. I'm going to lean my coffee against this water. Somebody asked me to do a cannonball. The river's about 3 feet deep, probably. I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't hurt myself too badly. I probably wouldn't get that much hang time to ever hurt myself. But what do you want to do? There's a good view. That's a good view. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. I think it is June 3rd. It is about 6 a.m. where I'm coming at you from. Happy Saturday to you. This is a show that I have been doing a long time, and it's a show I have a lot of fun with. It's a show that has taken on different formats over almost the last 4 years, and it started as a once-a-week show when I kind of needed it to get some stuff off my chest. I was living in a dark apartment. I was broken up with the woman of my dreams. I was feeling bad, and I realized talking about my stuff made me feel a little bit better. And for some reason, I started doing it live over on Facebook, and people started watching. And I was getting up to like 5,000 views a week on this one weekly show. And I don't know. I started getting known for it. And at the time, I was working as a realtor. And I think in the back of my mind, I thought, hey, the more I did this, the more people would know me, the more people would use me as a realtor. But I left real estate at the beginning of this year. And I'll tell you what, it feels even better since then. Because I'm just doing it for me, for fun, for you, if you care. For my morning, just a way to get started, part of my morning routine. And it feels real good. So anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know. Well, let me give you, is this a pretty enough view? It's prettier if it was up like this. It'd be so much prettier if I could get it up like this. I'm hunched over and leaned over. Hear that splish splashing across the way? I'm not 100% sure I'm satisfied with my spot just yet. I don't think I want to sit on the ground, so let's go back down here. Give you a little of the Hotel Indigo and a little bit of me and a little bit of my cup of coffee. Because for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me sharing my love of coffee, sharing a little bit about life. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. Again, I get this started before I have any coffee, about as quickly as possible, and I go live. I think if you want to do something, the best way to do it is just kind of dive in. And it's so funny how many times I'll push this little live button on this app and go, crap, what am I going to say? And then it does a little countdown. It says 3, 2, 1, and then you're off. Good morning, Mike. Hello, Rich. Things are well. Thank you. But anyway, for those who've been watching a while, you know it's a show more than just about me talking. It is a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And for those that tuned in from the beginning, but I can't imagine anyone tuned in right from the beginning, I was walking out of my favorite Starbucks in downtown Naperville, cup of water in hand, phone in hand, coffee cup in hand. It's kind of hard carrying all three and filming yourself, but I do my best. And I'm so excited to have a sip of my very first sip of this dark roast coffee with some cream in it from Starbucks. Not exactly sure what type it is, but I'm looking forward to having some. And my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. Yeah, it's the dark roast. It's got cream in it. I usually do this show at home, and I do not put cream in my coffee at home for a variety of reasons. Usually, it started because I ran out of cream at home, and I go, crap, what am I going to do? Coffee's such an important part of my morning. I got no cream. I'm used to cream in my coffee. Didn't like that feeling at all. So one day I said, hey, maybe if I just get used to it without cream, I don't have to worry about those days when I run out of cream. Eric, yes, it is Naperville, Illinois. And good morning, Flower, Ohio. I forget your real name. It's changed. It says Flower, Ohio. No sugar and no cream in your Starbucks Pike Place. Well, Mama and Mills, I think it says, or Miles, I don't know. Cheers to you and your Starbucks Pike Place. I think people should be themselves, who they are, and the best version of themselves. And whenever I talk, I'm not necessarily telling anybody to do anything that I do. I mean, honestly, you'd be probably a lot better off if you didn't do anything I did, if you knew the rest of the story. But I'm not trying to convince anybody to do the dark roast or put cream in it or not put cream in it. It's just what I do. And I think, I don't know. I think the people are so different, and experiences you have with everybody is so different. And I talked about a bunch before. Hello there, Mama and Miles from Evanston. Yeah, people are just so different. And I used to think everyone saw the world the same. And we were all just different shaped or looking versions of the same human. But the older I get, the more I realize how different we all are and how we see things differently and how our I don't know if it's our background or our genetic makeup or what have you causes us to be totally different and see things different and have different opinions and have different views on the world. Because I try to get in arguments as little as possible. There was a time there wasn't an argument I would stay out of. Let me tell you, that's a hard way to go through life. I thought my opinion was always right, and I still think my opinion's always right. But I let other people have their opinions a little more now. And I wanted to convince somebody or talk them into my way of thinking, and that's just A, exhausting, and B, silly. Because let people be them and let them have their own feelings and their own thoughts and their own ideas. And I mean, if they align with your beliefs and your feelings and your thoughts, maybe spend some more time with them. But if they conflict with some of your ideas and your thoughts and the way your way of being, maybe give them some space. And somebody said they never understood people's obsession with coffee. Don't drink it. Well, all right. Again, you do you. I really enjoy coffee. I stopped drinking alcohol and smoking pot about, I don't even know. I'm not one that keeps track of the days. I'm not one that keeps track of the days at all. At all. I know a lot of people that quit drinking. Every day for them is a struggle. And it's really not for me. And people often ask, do you go to AA? And I'm not belittling anything. Everybody do what makes them happy. Hold on. I went to exactly one AA meeting, and I just didn't feel it was at all for me. I felt like, for me, it's just a choice I'm making, and I'm celebrating my sobriety, I guess, and I'm not struggling with it. And I think there's probably a lot of people that struggle with it and that have a calling for it and a need for it and a want for it and a craving for it, and I just don't. I don't count the days. I don't count the minutes. Every day is not a struggle as far as drink. I mean, every day is a struggle for a million other reasons in life. But drinking's not one of them. That's just something I feel good about leaving behind. I never swore off drinking forever, but I just can't see doing it again. Makes you silly for a little while, but the repercussions are large and just something I don't need in my life. For those that have been watching a while, and 54 years, or haven't been watching, I am 54 years old. I realized a couple of years ago I wanted to be better or have things change a little bit or feel better about myself or accomplish more. And I took a look at my life and I said, life, what could you do to accomplish more? And the first thing that jumped out at me was, well, holy crap, you drinking alcohol and smoking pot every day. That's probably not a good start. So I go, okay, well, let's get rid of that and let's see what happens. I'll be totally honest with you. I thought my rebound would be a lot quicker. Must have had more problems than just drinking alcohol and smoking pot, because I gave them up, I don't know, 19 months ago or 20 months ago or something like that. And I still have challenges and I still have things I'm working through. Good morning, RJ. But I think, again, it takes a while to build up some momentum, and instilling good habits and removing bad habits is important. But it's like turning around a train. If you got a freight train going against you, it takes a whole lot of effort to slow it down and then to stop it and then to get it moving the other way. And I'm willing to put in the effort and give the work to accomplish it. But it is taking a little more time than I would have thought. RJ said it's a great backdrop. I've gave the little visual a little bit ago. It is a pretty backdrop, RJ. I started at my Starbucks in downtown. Look how pretty that is. I don't know if you can, what is that? Oh, Water Street Shops, it says. None of this was there, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. Downtown Naperville is a beautiful, beautiful downtown. And this was kind of the area right across the river from me was kind of a quiet area of town. And nothing, I don't think anything of significance was really there, but they built a nice, beautiful hotel with that pretty fountain A lot of nice restaurants up there, up top right there, I'm pointing at, that's kind of fun, is a restaurant called Santo Cielo. And really neat food, really gorgeous views. And I think on nice nights they lower those windows down and just get the fresh air coming through. And just a beautiful section of town. And I'll tell you what, I work at a local super Target, and they're honestly cutting back hours a little bit. And they are starting me an hour later every morning. I used to start at 7 o'clock, but I'm starting at 8 o'clock right now. And it feels kind of good. It gives me a little time to drink my coffee, start my day, and I don't know, go live. I'd say read my book, but I finished my book yesterday. It always feels weird finishing a book. I had a viewer a couple weeks ago request I get the book, How Starbucks Saved My Life. I finished it last night, and it was good. And it was interesting for a guy that spends as much time in Starbucks as I do. But it was also interesting because his life, in a lot of ways, mirrored some of the bits of my own. Good morning, Katie. And that he was, at one time, he considered himself on the top of the world in terms of the marketing business and was wealthy. And there was a time I used to have some money, but I wasn't happy, and neither was this guy. And by kind of recreating himself at a later time in life, by necessity, honestly, he found happiness for his first time in his life working at a Starbucks as a barista. And this was a guy that used to rub shoulders with Queen Elizabeth, Jacqueline Kennedy, and Andy Warhol, and it was just on top of the world, or at least so he thought. And again, through life teaching us lessons or challenges, he had to learn a new life, and by learning that new life, he found happiness. And I'm kind of hoping I'm not kind of hoping. It's kind of happening to me. Can I rate the book on a scale of 1 to 10? No, RJ, I can't. I'll let you. I don't want to, taint anybody's thoughts. I'd like people to go in with an open mind, and I'd recommend you read the book. It's definitely a good read and a fairly easy read and super interesting for me. Or I thought it was, at least. And it's an easy read. It's an enjoyable read. It's a lot on Starbucks if you like coffee, but a lot about this guy's backstory in life. And feels kind of sad to have finished it. I don't know if you know what I mean. When you finish a book, it was always something, okay, well, I got, half an hour to go before I have to head off to work. What am I going to do? I'm going to see if I can read a chapter. And now that's gone. So I'm going to have to figure out something new to do. Maybe meditate. Big swirl just happened there, by the way, in the river. I fished along this river. And again, it's not a big river. I don't know if you can tell. It's just the west branch of the DuPage. And again, the reflections off that building are just spectacular. And that blue awning over there is awesome. I was walking back from Starbucks. I stopped there last night as well, and I ran into a buddy just on the other side of that bridge and talked to him for a little bit. It was a gorgeous night. It's amazingly quiet out this morning, given that how busy it was last night. And again, I didn't realize why. I was sitting in my Starbucks finishing up my book about how Starbucks saved my life. And it was crazy loud. Naperville is a town of a lot. It's got, their kids go to 5 different high schools in the area. And again, it's a town of 145,000 people that wins. Good morning. Jack doesn't drink coffee, and he's wondering if it's okay to chat and hang out. It certainly is, Jack. We don't discriminate against non-coffee drinkers here. Again, as I was saying a little bit ago, I think we should all do us and be us and do whatever makes us feel good and the people that we love feel good. And if you don't want to drink coffee, you don't have to, but we're happy to have you on. Drink some water. It's important to stay hydrated as well. Drink some orange juice. Drink some tea. Drink a mimosa. Mimosas are kind of nice, by the way. I mean, I don't miss drinking, but I mean, mimosas are kind of nice. Anytime you're drinking booze, in the morning, I mean, no, it's not any time, but usually it's on vacation, and it's usually or when you're at some event, or usually, it's not just run-of-the-mill morning drinking. And mimosas are delicious tasting. Just a little champagne, a little orange juice. You can kind of rationalize that it's good for you. And I kind of have a taste for a mimosa. Ken, you fell off the wagon. What caused it? I had a taste for a mimosa. Ah, well, I don't blame you then. Mimosas almost don't even count as drinking. They almost shouldn't. They're almost good for you. They're almost a brunch necessity. What are you reading, Katie? No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, it's a beautiful morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's a beautiful day.
Good.
Or morning, at least. Jack wants me to go get one. I don't even know where I would go get a mimosa. I mean, it's 6:15. What I'm having. I'm on vacation, though. TD's, are you actually having a mimosa? That would be hard to imagine, but possible. And again, they are nice. I don't think even, well, first of all, I got to work at 8 o'clock. Secondly, I haven't had to drink in 20 months, so I'm probably not going to start drinking this morning. And thirdly, I don't know where I'd get one. I mean, there's a breakfast joint right over there. I wonder if they have their liquor license. Pop a little champagne in my orange juice, please. A little bubbly, a little of the good stuff. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or is it Tolle? I don't know. I've heard some of Eckhart Tolle a little bit, and he seems to have a good head on his shoulders. I imagine he's a famous something. And it's kind of funny. You guys are all watching me live here on TikTok. And there's a thing now where, I don't know, I'm getting on my list or my videos that pop up a lot of like spiritual or motivational stuff, and I think they're these characters or these faces, these people that are supposed to be speaking these words of wisdom. I think everyone thinks if you throw a guy I don't know, from the Far East or a Buddhist or something like that, they must be wise or smart. So they do these AI characters of, I don't know, what looks like a monk. I don't know if that beeping's bothering you. Oh, it just stopped. I appreciate that. But then they have some guy's voice that sounds familiar that's speaking through the Buddhist monk's lips. And it's some actor, and I couldn't place the guy that's speaking. But he certainly doesn't sound, his voice and the Buddhist monk doesn't match up at all. So it kind of distills or waters down, I thought, some of the words of wisdom. I'm going, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. But I noticed it. They're going like 6 things you should never do in life. But it wasn't even an effort to make it seem like an older gentleman from the Far East. The picture was. I got a Naperville work truck behind me. Not a work truck. I bet it's watering the plants we have along here. I'm gonna go for a little further walk. Create a little space. See if we can find a different space. If we can't, I can always sign off. But it's such a pretty morning. And I think things happen for a reason. And if there's a Naperville work truck or doing something or watering some flowers or I don't know what it's doing, kind of making noise. I don't want noise in Coffee with Ken. we're going to go by a famous little Naperville area landmark, the Dandelion Fountain. I think you guys might enjoy this too. Fountains are kind of neat. I thought it was almost cruel and unusual punishment when they shut off the fountains during COVID, I'll be honest with you. They shut out the fountains and they shut down the playgrounds. But anyway, real popular gathering area here in Naperville. You get a different view, and I'll kind of walk around it. We have beautiful covered bridges that I'll show you. I showed you a different angle, but hey, let's keep going. Let's drink some coffee over on a covered bridge. Man with a bulldog coming. Hello there, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Very well. Hello, puppy. Don't know if you guys saw it. Maybe I'll drink a little coffee right here, see how it goes. No, it really is beautiful. I'll show you where I'm at a little bit, although my phone's in a nice spot. And as for those that know me, you know I have shaky hands. And I'm one of those guys that could have kind of a spasm. And my phone would drop in the river, and that would be horrible. I was thinking about that if that happened. What would happen to my live broadcast? I wonder how long my phone would stay alive as the broadcast was dying. Like, would you guys be underwater? Going, oh my God, what just happened? Is that a fish? Is that a fish swimming by? Is that a turtle? And how long the live broadcast would go with you guys underwater? And I wonder if my viewership would go, would go up or down. See Dick Tracy's statue over there? I forget the connection Dick Tracy has to Naperville, but we have a huge statue, about an 8, 9, 10-foot statue of Dick Tracy in his hat and coat, look like he's looking at a watch or something over there. I don't know if the guy that wrote the original Dick Tracy is from Naperville, or I wonder if it has nothing at all to do with it. But either way, I like the guy's last name. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. I've been talking to you for about 25 minutes. I don't know what I have for you. I could probably just show off the pretty area that is Naperville all morning. Because it is beautiful, and it is peaceful, and it is quiet, and I'm fortunate to be in this pretty little area. And again, it was such a packed, crowded place last night. I was saying this earlier, I was at Starbucks. I don't know. Adolescents are loud. Adolescents are loud. And I'm sitting in Starbucks finishing up my book, and there's this group of teenage men, and they were being extremely loud. And then there was another group, and they were being loud. And I was looking all over going, hey, old guy here reading a book. Cut me some slack. And they didn't. They kept being loud. So eventually I go, well, this must be God telling me it's time to go. So I packed up my things, and I left. And I walked. And again, I'd forgotten it was Friday night. I'm working today. I work in retail right now. And the days kind of blend together. And the days blend together. So I didn't know what night it was, but as I was walking towards my car, I realized, oh, it's Friday night. That's why it's so crowded. And it's just nice being here on a peaceful Saturday morning when all the people that were out and up late, and I don't know, drinking cocktails and having dinner, are probably sleeping one off this morning. And I got a good night's sleep and feeling good, drinking my coffee, starting my morning with you on such a beautiful, beautiful spot, and feeling good about my day. And one last show where I'm at. Go back maybe, and it's so pretty here. The lighting's kind of nice. I look very tan. I went to the swimming pool yesterday after work. It was very hot here in Naperville. I reached out to my ex-wife and said, hey, mind if I take Augie to the pool? And she said, of course not. She likes, a break, obviously. And I love hanging out with my little nugget of love, and it was hot. And so we went to the swimming pool in my ex-wife's neighborhood that we still belong to. And they have a little baby pool. Augie's not totally sure how he feels about swimming pools, but he sure likes throwing little toys into the water. And then when they're in the water, he likes throwing them out of the water and going to get them. And again, I talked about it the other day. I should find some Weebles, because he would love to swat those Weebles and have them bounce back and forth and laugh at them as they refuse to fall down. Oh, there's a guy. That's so cool. There's a guy walking off with a fishing rod towards the river right over there. And again, it's pretty darn good fishing. A lot of nice smallmouth bass in the river. And just a beautiful day to be out, and a beautiful day to walk your dog. I see a guy walking a big husky over there, or hang out at Starbucks, or I don't know, be alive. So seems like a good thing to leave you on. I appreciate you so much for watching. One more sip of coffee. Cheers. It's already cooling off. I'm going to have to go get one of my valuable free refills at Starbucks. And you know I like these huge water cups they have. I so appreciate you watching. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. I hope you're feeling good on this Saturday morning. Check me out. I haven't shaved my face in a couple days. Don't worry, I'm still shaving my head. Thought I'd grow out a few days of facial hair and see how it looks. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. One more crack of the fountain and the bridge. Well, how pretty is that? How pretty is that? Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.